Okay, day 46. Okay, for today's plan, this is gonna be a big change, I tell you that. But without further ado, let us get into it. Here's a Michael describing the plan for today. Thank you, Michael. So here it is. We're gonna head towards the story elements or the game, or rather, sequence of events where every situation led to more situation or story game time, if you know what I'm saying. I'm currently using Microsoft Paint for today. Now let me guide you into this change. So here it is, an example time. So, example, at the time 7:30 a.m., the story demands an introduction of every NPCs out there in the classrooms, and another example is on time 8:30 a.m., the story progressed to assessment of examination on how each student's comprehension knowledge is tested. And last example is sometime random time, a teacher asks a question and demands everyone or one student to answer that question. And the second thing I want to add, if possible, is upgrading the dialogue data system to handle multiple responses to every situation and not just one response to every situation, every question, which is very unrealistic if you ask me. But in order to do that, I'm gonna using a set with strings as keys, and its value will be an array of dialogues. And with that explained, back to you, Michael. Okay, as Michael on the clip said earlier, we are now gonna implement it. So without further ado and delay, let's get into the clip of Michael that has implemented it already. Okay, I think I finally done it, but there has some bugs into this. Like sometimes it follows the story manager, sometimes it isn't. Like just check it out what I mean by this. So let me click play real quick and let us see. And I have probably to tell you by now that I started this with this time on this specific time, which is 7:30. If you haven't, there's gonna be a lot of waiting time for this example. So as you probably see, it triggered the event of the story manager, but the introduction of NPCs is a little bit weird, or rather it's bugged. So yeah, I probably have to look into this and find the underlying reason behind it. So yeah guys, that is about it, and I apologize for not delivering the expectation, but I think you would agree that every setback leads to a breakthrough. So hang in there with me. Yeah, that's about it. Back to you, Michael. So I did my research on ChatGPT and find that this is causing the problem. So here's the clip of Mike explaining the bug. So hello guys, I'm using the engine right now, and my question is, what do you see in front of you? It is nodes, right? At first glance, you probably expect, as we have loop, then it reaches and is the async task, then continue, right? Oh boy, I was so wrong about this. I didn't know it will function like this. It will run the loop body, then when it reaches the async task, the engine says time for the next loop. Like, bruh, this loop node can't wait, or rather, if we call this in people's terms, it is very impatient. So yeah, pretty hard breaking to find. I ran into the engine problem, and yeah, with that explained, I will be probably gone by now. And with that, back to you, Michael. So I went on to ChatGPT once again and asked for solution, and one thing I tried and worked out is this. So here's the result, guys. Let me click play real quick. So here is the results of it working, guys. You guys can see it's absolutely beautiful to see it's working. And here's the code. Basically, I used recursion instead of a per loop node to fix these issues. So yeah, and with that working, back to you, Michael. And the last thing I want to say is that I have upgraded the dialogue data structure, and I have encountered a problem, but that is for tomorrow to share since I'm tired. And you can also say it is partially working. And with that, see you guys tomorrow.